Welcome to this week's episode of Simple Tips to Bring Joy to Your Life and Your Business. Hi there, it's Minling, Chief Joy Coach at the Joy Depot, and I'm so excited to be here to share the simple tip of the week. The simple tip is around what to do when there's a breakdown in communication. You know, we all have it in our life and potentially our business too, where somebody says something and then you react a certain way and then they react a certain way, and practically before you know it, there is some kind of breakdown. The breakdown could be in a form of an argument, an upset, resentment, sadness, whatever it is. There is a breakdown in communication that can happen in everyday life. And so what do you do about those situations? There's some easy steps that you can follow to mitigate and rectify those breakdowns. And it's really simple. First, when you find yourself in a situation where problems are just escalating higher and higher and you just cannot get through to the other person or they can't get through to you, and all you're doing is doing a he said, she said type of situation and not seeing eye to eye, then you really have to first stop. Stop the situation. Don't escalate it any further by reacting to the person and what they are saying. Just step out of the situation for a moment and start reflecting. Reflect upon what you said and how you said it. That's the most important part, is how you said it, because there's a way that we come across when we are talking and communicating, and it starts with who we're being inside. So let's say I was really frustrated or whatever. Let's just use the word frustration. And somebody said something to me. And then the way that I communicated was from a place of frustration. What happens is the person on the other side is going to feel the same level of frustration because that's the way that I communicated to them. Versus if I was happy and bubbly and it was so much fun and lively, then my communication would be a lot different to that person and it would land differently. It would land more happy, more bubbly than the first version, right? So it's very important to look at not only what you said to the person, but how you were being in the situation and what was driving your communication, and to reflect on that, because there's no point in saying this person was wrong, they wronged me, or this happened, whatever. You really have to look at where you were starting from, because we are all vessels, we are all openings for other people's communications to happen, because reality is communication is a relay. It's like a tennis game if you want to think about this. It's just a rally back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. And you feed off of each other. So depending on what you give, what you feed the other person is what you will get back and attract at the same time. So of course you have to look at how you're being in the situation and how you communicated to the other person. That's a very, very important step. And after you're able to do this, you want to look at how you're committed to communicating moving forward, because now that you already know how you've been, you want to break that cycle. So you want to look at where you want to be standing from. So if you were frustrated, maybe you want the relationship to be happy. So you want to come from a different place, and you want to pick that level of place, or otherwise your default will go back to that frustration. So it's very important to do the 3 steps, which is stop the situation, just stop. Then reflect on who you're being in the situation and how you communicate it. Then finally, who you want to be in the situation and how you want to communicate moving forward. Those 3 steps will really help you clear a lot of the communication issues. And actually there's a 4th step that I want to share. And the 4th step is really important because in the end we all just want to be heard and understood. If you can do the 4th step, you will be able to open the door for open communications with the other person where it might have been a little bit more closed. So are you ready for it? Okay, the 4th step is acknowledgement. Everyone wants to be acknowledged for what they said, and they want to be heard. So take the time to also understand where they're coming from and acknowledge them in the situation. For example, let's say you have a business partner and you basically were going at it about some kind of business deal. and you stopped and reflected and did all the 3 steps. Then, if you came to them and acknowledged, you know what? I totally understand that you just want what's best for the company, and so do I. I mean, we both want what's best for the company, so let's figure out a way where we can work together. That's a form of acknowledgement. I'm acknowledging that my business partner, from coming from a space of wanting what's best for the company. So you can take this to any point in your life, whether it's relationships with your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, friends, family, or your business partners, clients, whatever it is, you can take this and apply it to every avenue of your life. So to recap, when there's a breakdown in communication, first stop. Stop the situation, don't escalate it. Then reflect. Reflect on how you are being in the situation and how you're coming across to the other person. Then look at where you want to take the conversation. Who do you want to be in the conversation that will transform the way the other person is around you? And finally, acknowledge them, because in the end, we all just want to be heard. So, that is my simple tip of the week. And I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear how you're going to apply these communication tools to your life or your business by commenting below. I love feedback, and I love to hear how you're going to apply it to your life. And finally, if you found this tip very useful and you think your friends or family or business colleagues would be interested in these tips, please feel free to email them and share this content, because I feel so passionately about the subject that if we can all communicate from a different space, one that is open to each other, then we could transform the world. And with that, I would like to say thank you for being here today and watching the Simple Tip of the Week. We'll catch you next time.